This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So we are talking about internet sleuthing.
This is so exciting.
If you know one, it's so handy because you can kind of outsource it.
Yeah. And these people have tricks that you don't even think about. Because sometimes you're Googling the simplest stuff, you can't find it out.
Yeah.
These people have, internet sleuths have uncovered who Martha is from Baby Reindeer, and that was the secret the show really wanted to keep. So we're seeing if the people of Perth have these sleuthing powers.
If there's any guys out there, 13, 24,
Sure,
10, because you did pose the question, though.
I would love to find if there is a guy that does this out here, because it does seem like it's going to be predominantly women.
Well, have we found one? Jeremy, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Jeremy!
Are you an internet sleuth?
Oh, a little bit.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a long story, but I'll keep it quick.
No, I love it.
So 5 years ago, my wife and I were looking for a puppy. So my wife found a puppy online, and she wanted to go and have a look at it. And obviously, we're not leaving without a dog because she's fell in love with it.
Yeah.
We bought this little toy poodle in Karrinyup, and then we got it home, and I was just looking over the paperwork to obviously register the dog, and when you get paperwork, it had the lady's name we bought the dog off.
Yeah.
It was whited out, and it had her name on top, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. So I held the piece of paper up to the light, and there was another person's name underneath.
Yes.
So I jumped online. I was like, oh, I'll Google this lady, couldn't find her. And then I was like, oh, I'll just jump on Facebook and see if I can find her.
Yeah.
So I jumped on Facebook, found the lady's name, and it had like a photo of like this little litter of puppies, toy poodles.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, just give it a go. So she was in the Gold Coast. So I messaged her, and I said, oh, look, I've just bought these puppies. Do you know anything about them? And she goes, oh, what puppies? And I said, oh, I just bought this puppy, and sent her a photo. And she goes, oh, that lady. And I was like, oh, okay, this is weird.
Oh,
Turns out that the lady I bought the puppy off bought the puppy from the Gold Coast a week ago. I bought the puppy for $5,000. She sold the puppy for $2,000.
Jeremy!
Reselling the puppies.
So she's a puppy reseller.
Reseller.
She's a puppy
With a serious markup.
Yeah, Joker, go. Sorry,
So I was like, I thought, oh no, I can't let this lady win. So I messaged the lady I bought the puppy off in Perth and sent her a message and said, oh, I just want to pop round and just say, oh, thank you so much for giving me this dog. And she was like, oh, yeah, no worries, come round. So I went round to her house, and I said, oh, just out of curiosity, where did the puppy come from? And she goes, oh, just my farm down in Southwest. I said, oh, okay, no worries.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just spoke to a lady in the Gold Coast, and she basically, her jaw dropped. She left her husband at the door. She walked off, didn't come back, and I said, I'm not leaving until I get my money back.
Yes.
And the husband just didn't know what to do. He was just caught in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got all my money back and the dog.
Oh!
What? So are you saying you got the whole $5,000
back.
or
You got
just
the
the
dog for free.
the difference?
No.
Yep, I got it all back. And it turns out I did some searching. I went back on the line in her local neighbourhood and like Toy Poodles Perth or whatever it was.
Yes.
And it turns out that the lady's like a serial dog
Reseller.
She buy dogs on the cheap and sells them for more profit.
Just gives them a new hairdo.
So she's obviously...
Brushes their
She did
teeth.
a good business.
Yeah,
she got
she's
me pretty well.
entrepreneurial, yeah.
But not just that, you going back there and then when you present her with that and then you going, no, you're a liar, and then standing there and wanting your money back. I don't have that image, Shaun. I don't have it.
Probably the worst bit, and my wife hates me for it.
What?
I didn't know. I thought, oh, it's a bit weird me going back and saying, oh, thanks for giving me a dog I've just spent $5,000 for. So I said, oh, look, I've just got you a little present. So I ended up going with a empty BWS bag.
Playing the whole...
What a great bait and switch.
Is it illegal to do? Is it illegal to do that?
I tell you what she did.
Because you're upselling a dog, right?
She falsified the papers,
Falsified
so that
the
is
papers.
that's fraud. Yeah. But other
She
than
did
that,
herself in $2,000.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. The empty BWS bag.
Yep.
Jeremy,
Jeremy,
you're
that was
devious and we
Jeremy,
love it.
They're looking for Netflix is looking for a new series to make. They're calling
That's
now.
it.
They want to make it on
That's
this.
the series, 6 episodes right there.
I love it.
Thanks, Jeremy. And we're talking about internet sleuthing inspired by all the people that got online and hunted down the real people from the baby reindeer story.
That's right. Now
Because
she's
we
getting
know
stalked.
it's true. Yeah.
Yes, the real Martha. We are amazed by this. I see it as a superpower because I don't have the ability. I don't have the patience nor the abilities.
It's a very honed skill, that's
It's
for
so
sure.
good. Andrew's in Mount Helena. Hello, Andrew.
How you going, guys?
Hey, good, Andrew.
Did somebody sleuth on you, did they? What happened?
They did. A while ago when I got together with one of my ex-misses, we got together and she goes, I did a bit of a search on you before we got together.
Yeah.
And she goes, you might want to take down this photo off Facebook. And I'm like, why is that? And she goes, well, if you zoom in over your shoulder, you can see your bank details.
Oh, really, Andrew? That's fantastic. Anyway, how much did she fleece you for?
selfie, and it had the angle, and it was like on the table behind me.
I know.
Okay,
Wow.
there are many levels that make this story brilliant. Basically, and it's fairly standard these days
Yes.
to do a bit of an internet search on somebody that you have met on an app, for example. You
Yeah,
would,
that's
wouldn't
a
you?
fair call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You don't want to get murdered,
But then
do
the
you?
fact that she zoomed in enough to see your bank details. I mean, I like that she warned you.
Everything. It
could've-
reminds me
Yes.
of, you know what? It reminds me of, remember years ago someone gave me, my mate was given a phone and the guy that gave it to him didn't clear the photos. And there was like probably 50 or 60 of the slightly different adjusted photos of a naked photo of him in the mirror. And in the background, he just had strategically placed like a guitar, an eagle scarf, something else,
sure.
so you can show his likes. And I thought, who the hell zooms into the back of photos like that? They do.
Yeah, they do.
People do zoom in. That is crazy. You got to check everything.
Yeah, that's right. Be careful what you
God.
post, everybody. Well done, Andrew. Thank you. Maddie's in Madeley. Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Maddie, are you an internet sleuth?
I am indeed.
What
okay,
happened?
talk us through it.
I had suspicions my ex was cheating on me. And he interested in an event, and he told me he was going to this event and everything. And I was like, okay, no worries, like enjoy.
Yeah.
And then he posted a video, and he was like filming the event, and I saw like this chick's hands get in the frame of the video.
Really?
I was like, okay. And I had quite a few friends that were at the event, and I was like, can you guys like try to get a little closer to my partner at the time?
Yes.
Just like take some selfies around him, just trying to see if he's with a chick.
Okay.
So they did, and I found the photo of her, so I screenshotted that photo, went through his Facebook to see any profile pictures that looked like this girl.
Yes.
Found this girl, and then found out she'd been love reacting his photos.
Yes.
And confronted him the day after, and he fully told me he was cheating on me.
Oh!
Congratulations,
You know what I love
Maddie.
about that is
Maddie.
you sent in a SWAT team. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You were like
That's
you were
right.
watching from the distance, and you got
Yeah.
people on the ground, boots on the ground.
Maddie's Angels coming to the rescue.
That is so. So was that just like, you discovered that all within that night?
Yeah.
Yes, within like the hour.
And then the next day
Within the
confronted
hour.
him, and then he says yes, and then the relationship was done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gee, you can't get away with
I
much
know.
these days.
Maddie, they
I mean,
should
if you're
get
good, you can.
They should get you to be
I
the.
had like decided that night that it was done. So then the
Yes.
next day, I had such a blunt face, and I was just confronting him.
Yeah.
And he
Well, when
was
you
like,
can
at
throw
first
the
he was
evidence
trying to
down.
lie.
Yes.
He was trying to lie at first, and then I showed him the photo, and he was like, "Oh,
Good on you.
You should be on Hunted as one of the hunters. You know
That
what
was
you're doing.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
brilliant work. Thanks,
Okay,
Maddie.
let's finish off with Lisa from Sterling. Hi, Lisa.
hello."
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa.
All right, Lisa.
So we are here for it.
Are you a
What
sleuther?
happened?
Yes. So basically, I used to catch the train every day to work and back home with this guy who looked really cute. And this happened for a few months. We used to also get coffee at the same spot.
Yes.
Now, this was unfortunately a coffee place that didn't really call out the name.
Oh, damn.
They
Damn it.
just handed you the coffee. Somebody
Yeah.
just handed you the coffee at the end of the day.
Okay.
One day it so happened that they called out his name.
Oh.
So all I had was a first name. I knew that he worked in a building that was close to me, or rather next door to me.
Yeah.
almost.
What,
Yes.
okay, so
My
so the
building.
first name, can we have the first name?
No.
Because if it's a John
everyone-
or something like that, it's harder.
I know,
But,
but-
you know, if it's an Alphonse, it's
Yes.
a bit easier.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes. So I Googled the occupants of those buildings, like the officers that were in that building.
Yeah.
Looked on their internet profiles to see if his photo may be on there,
Yes.
as well as in LinkedIn, because he was always dressed nicely
Yes.
in, a proper suit and pants. So I found out who he was, where he worked, and then a few weeks or so later, he was actually waiting for me at my car in the car park.
Yes.
And yeah, the rest is history.
Wait, so why was he waiting for you at the
Yeah,
car?
because he wanted to ask her out.
He was wanting
to ask you out as well at the same time you were wanting to ask him out.
Yes.
So I
we
wonder
met-
what sleuthing he did to get to you.
I don't think he did anything because he didn't know my name.
Well, he
but
knew
I
your
kind of
car.
knew what-
But I thought you called the train. What were you doing? What was your car doing in the car park?
In the car park at the train
Oh,
station.
the train
This is
station.
amazing.
That is amazing.
While
Yes,
you
and
were
to marry
sleuthing him.
and have a kid.
Yeah. There you go.
married,
You
got
got
a
a
kid.
kid.
That's good.
There you go.
That's
Sleuth,
wonderful.
everybody. Sleuth hard. It brings people together.
I'm sorry. Stalking is getting a bad rap. Listen to the happiness.
It's
A lot of happiness.
It's not
is it?
stalking if both parties are willing.
God, that is
Then
amazing,
it's just getting
Shaun.
together.
Do you want to become a stalker now?
Well, I just hope it
Sleuth.
works out with one of the 10 people I'm currently watching.
Nathan.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Miguel Maestre is in the house.
Bring it on.
So, Ready, Steady, Cook, right? So, it's come back with a bang, and people are absolutely loving it. How is the audience now? I know it's bigger, but what is the age of the audience? Have we gotten a more youthful audience?
That's actually, you'll think that normally day TV is very hard to
Yes.
find tickets
Yeah.
because it's normally people that know maybe like
Sort of
award
60,
retirees. Yeah, you would not believe it. When we launched the casting for the audience, the first week, we have no tickets for 20 shows.
Oh, really?
Our tickets were harder than Taylor Swift tickets. We were like the Eras tour with a little bit of halloumi. We were like it's amazing, and it was the most amazing diversity of people. It was young people, older people. Like it was so nice to see everyone so excited. And you know why I think why?
Why?
Because it's some kind of nostalgia.
Yes.
There is.
The people, it was so addicted to this show when Chakasiki and they were at
It's
home.
like
Yes.
a Walkman. It's cool. It's an old thing
Yes.
that's cool
Yeah,
again.
but you still want to be
Yeah.
there. And my favorite thing, I mean, we're a little bit a better production. We were a little bit pedestrian in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Now this is Endemol Shine, all shiny.
Yeah.
Some Master Chef kitchen.
Yeah.
The best chefs.
Everything works.
Like everything works. Food processor, everything is working.
I don't know
And
what it said.
The food
No one does.
processor, the
No
food
one does.
processor.
You know, the food.
The food processor.
Food processor.
You know what you process all the food.
Can I just say, if you were
I mean, I
watching,
got a list, but I understood.
if you were watching Ready, Steady, Cook, please do yourself a favour, turn on the subtitles. It's just a whole lot of question marks. The person there typing going, I don't know what this is.
But you know when when I call this question, because it's the real deal, so it's the two of Australia's top chefs, two home cooks, just 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You get the bag of ingredients that never anyone is seen before. And if the chefs get put in the spot. So it's this kind of adrenaline
Yes.
rush. The chefs want to cook nice food.
And you don't
the
look
home
silly.
cook is so excited.
Yes.
The mom and dad are watching from home, and all the neighbors are watching. And the audience, when you say, who is the winner? Will
Yes.
it be Team Tomato or will it be Team Capsicum?
Everyone-
The faces of people are like, Capsicum! He's like
So they're
almost
right
like,
into it.
He's almost like the crazy feeling
Game
like
show.
Elvis Presley concert,
Yes.
ladies throwing the undies to the
Yes.
stage. He's
It's only
like,
a matter of time.
"Whoa!" And he's like, no tomato, no capsicum. He's this crazy,
Brawls are starting out. Yeah.
healthy. But how amazing is a show with no judges?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that. And you know
No
what the other
judges.
thing is? We don't have to hear about their crap story
No.
behind
Yes.
them.
No, no
crying.
Get
Their
it,
struggle.
mate. We get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, my
No
horse
grind,
is
no
dying.
no.
We're all of
Oh,
our
give you
horses
a-
are dying.
No, I'll give you a 10.
That's because we're eating them, Nathan.
Eating the horses.
Meatballs aren't going to make themselves.
Oh, la burrata.
Ready, steady, cook tonight then? Yeah, tonight? Channel 10? Yes.
God,
yeah.
look at
Come
him.
and see us.
Come and see his. We've worked it out. It's a dusky musk
No, it's
suit.
not dusky.
Are we wearing something different tonight?
Magenta, no, of course. I want my chef jacket. Imagine cooking in the beach
Chef
with 50
jacket
degrees.
and just some cock jocks.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
It's at the
and an
beach.
apron.
And an apron.
Taxi.
That's it.
Thank you, Miguel, as
Oh,
always. It's
you
a
guys are
pleasure.
great. You are great.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Ellie, if somebody said to you, I can't meet you for a drink because I've bogged my car on Two Rocks Beach.
I'd never believe that. I would go investigate. I would check
would you?
main
Oh,
roads.
no, I wasn't
Me too.
doing that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
engage satellites.
Absolutely. Google
take
Maps,
imaging.
Yep. Fly
Yeah.
a drone. Employ
Yeah.
a
Fly
drone.
drone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what happened on Saturday night. It meant I had the whole night free, so I wasn't sad
Oh, yeah,
about
that's
it.
fantastic. We are discussing excuses and whether they are believable
Legit.
or not.
Chris is in Ellenbrook. Hello.
Hey, how you going,
Oh,
guys?
you
Good, buddy.
Chris.
Okay. Tell us the excuse and we'll tell you whether it's believable.
Well, he was a young guy working with us in the restaurant. and he didn't turn up to. Well, he actually was there for the morning shift, and then he didn't turn up to the afternoon shift.
Okay.
And we called him. We're like, "Everything all right?" And he goes, "Oh, Dad's been in a serious car crash."
Oh.
And we're like, "Oh, shoot!" Like, you know,
Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what you said.
Yeah. Like, I hope everything's all right. But he completely forgot that the owner of the restaurant was best friends with his mum.
Yes.
So she called up saying, "Look, I really, really hope your husband gets better really, really soon. If there's anything you need." And she turns and she's just like, "What do you mean? He's lying in bed next to me."
Oh.
Obviously with his leg broken.
In the hospital bed, yes.
Mate, I mean, come on. I mean, that kid is so stupid. You can't have him in your business.
That's right.
I mean, if you can't work out, I mean, if you are not equipped to lie at the very base level, then how are you going to make it in this world?
We had somebody who worked with us, Chris, who she went on her lunch break and then didn't return to work in the afternoon, and everybody's like, "Where is she? Where is she?" And the answer was, she got bitten by ants.
Bitten by ants.
So she went home.
Like how many ants? If your body was covered in ants, like literally, like in a horror film, then no worries.
And then go back to work.
But even the worst ant is what, a bull ant?
Yeah.
I mean, like even that. I mean, the bull ants don't have poison in them, do they? Are people allergic to? She's not allergic. We know she wasn't allergic to ants.
You'd be a bit itchy.
Oh well, who isn't?
Oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for bringing back that great memory. Christy's in Balladura. Hello.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, Christy.
Okay, was this an excuse that you made or that somebody made to you?
No, so this is an excuse that one of my clients gave to me at work.
Mm-hmm.
So they were supposed to come in for some mandatory reporting, so that's the line of work that I'm in.
Yes.
And they hadn't come in, so they called me sort of 4 days after the appointment and said I couldn't make it because my partner and I decided to go into Belmont KFC to get a Zinger box each. But my partner fell over because the floor on the KFC was slippery and broke 3 ribs, and then he had to go to hospital for overnight emergency surgery.
Yes. To get the Zinger box removed because he fell on it.
No, because he broke his wishbone.
There's too much detail in that.
He fell right smack bang on his Parsons nose.
When they're telling you what they ordered, it's too much detail.
It's where they lost it was the Zinger box. We went to get a Zinger box each. That's where that was their mistake.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't worry about what you're ordering when your husband has fallen.
Yeah, that's
right. You
right.
don't go back into the minutiae of the order.
Of what you ordered.
Whether you got a gravy or not.
So Christy.
What was it real?
So what we have to do is verify all their absences. So we asked which hospital it was.
Yes.
Got their verbal permission or consent to call the hospital. And there was no such admission or discharge under that name.
And did you go to the source at Belmont KFC and check their CCTV footage?
We didn't go that far. No, we just checked in with the hospital, and it turned out that it was a big porky. Yeah.
I mean, and if you're going to lie about something, don't make it so easily disprovable.
Oh, you know, right? Like, don't give locations. Don't give Belmont KFC. Don't give this place. Like, you know what I mean? Keep it a wash.
John, hello.
Hi, how you going? I've got a good one for you.
Okay, let's hear it, John. Take it away.
I had a young bloke working for me years ago, and I ended up sacking him because he wasn't showing up for work.
Yes.
And about 3 days after I sacked him, his mother rang up and asked me why I sacked him. I said, well, he just never comes to work. And she said, well, he leaves here every morning. I don't know where he goes.
Yes.
I said, well, I'll give you one example of him not coming to work. I says, well, 2 weeks ago we went to your funeral. And the mother just hung up in shock.
If his mother was a true mother, she would have gone, ooh.
Maybe she was calling from beyond the grave. Did you check?
2 weeks ago, he went to your funeral.
That's a ripper,
This is
John.
my thing.
Yes.
A stupid lie like that can be so easily figured out.
Yes, you can be caught so easily.
That kid has no chance in life.
Correct.
Because you need to know how to lie.
That's right. And also maybe turn up to work every once in a while.
That would help.
Thanks, John. Denise, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
Denise.
Okay, was this an excuse that somebody gave you?
No, it was my excuse.
Okay, let's hear it.
I worked and I was part owner of a racehorse, and my horse was racing on a Wednesday in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I've got to go see the race. I've got to go see it. So I thought, what can I do? So I told them that I had to go get a skin cancer removed from my chest.
Yes.
And so I thought, oh, God, I better put a bandage there in case my horse wins and I'm in the photo.
Yes.
So I did put a bandage there, and my horse won, and I was in photos, but they didn't see the photos. But when I went to work the next day, oh, how'd you go? I said, oh, gosh, it was a really bad one.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you poor thing. And so I had to wear this bandage on my chest for 2 weeks. And they believed me. And then when I finally took this bandage off, because I thought, oh, God, they kept saying, oh, my God, look at how well you healed. You've got hardly any marks there.
They would have thought you were Wolverine.
Yeah, that's
from
right.
the X-Men films.
Or the cheerleader from Heroes.
They would have gone, oh, my God, they need to study her.
Yeah, that's right. She didn't even use any vitamin E cream. It's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Well, see, at least you committed to the lie. You wore the dressing, although you could have just said it was somewhere not visible, like I'm having it cut off my back, and then...
Yeah, the chest area was your failure here. Not the lie or the commitment afterwards. It was the location of the scar, which is just real.
Locate your lies better.
It's amateur.
Thanks, Denise. We're going to finish up with Mel from Bullsbrook. Hi, Mel.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Mel. Okay, did somebody give you an excuse?
Yeah, so the first one was pretty legit. I had a staff member call in one morning, said, I can't come to work, I'm a bit hungover. And I said, okay, at least that's honest. And I said, maybe give it an hour, come on in after that. He goes, I can't because I've lost my eye. He wore a glass, he had a glass eye.
Oh, did he?
And he reckons he's lost his glass eye.
Well, okay. So, for me personally, I think losing your glass eye is a good excuse.
I know, but you don't need it to see.
No, but it doesn't matter though. He might.
He could have just worn a patch.
Yeah, that's right.
I know, but he might want to go and find it. I'm pretty sure they're expensive, and he's one eye down, so it's going to take him twice as long.
Did he find it?
Well, he did find it, and so that I let it go the first time, but then it did happen a couple of times after that. So then I think it became a bit of an excuse.
Yes. So you need to start.
But come on, as fully-eyed people, we don't know what effort it takes to keep a glass eye in. Are you always sucking it in your head?
Maybe a bit of blue tack before he went out.
Do we not have a backup or anything?
A backup spare eye? I don't know how much they cost.
They're very expensive because they're normally hand-painted. It's a very highly skilled area.
I get what you're saying, Mel. Is there not? Can you not just draw a blue dot on a Mentos and shove it in?
Yes, for his going out eye.
Go to Red Dot and get a black patch.
I mean, you lose your eye once. That's forgivable, but more than once.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because bringing up something like a fake eye, like a glass eye, none of us really have too much experience in that world because it's not too common. So you don't know.
Fall out?
You don't know how far you can ask without being inappropriate.
Sure.
So if that same guy had said to me, "I've got to go home right now to spray and wipe my eye," I'd go,
Okay.
I'd use Windex. Well, I don't know, and I don't know if it's an insult to say, well, should you really have time to clean your eye?
They're very insulted if you suggest Windex.
I don't know. Anyway.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.